Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kenny. Folks, I'm on a high altitude today. Notice I'm up here. I'm doing something that is normal for a person that burns wood. Now, you can't see this up really far away like I am. I'm up on my roof. I want to show you something. Hang around, I want to show you something. If you burn wood, I want to give you a few tips. And let me show you, I'm going to take this off and I'm going to bring it down and give you a close-up view of it so you can tell exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, now folks, I have brought this pipe cap or a bonnet, whatever you choose to call it. Now I'm going to tell you one thing or two or three things here and give you a few tips. I want to ask you a question first. What is the number one thing that causes chimney fires? Well, everybody knows that. Of course, it's creosote. Now, this bonnet is very large and it's very, very dirty and it's very, very stopped up. As you can see, the crud, the creosote is completely, almost, well, about half of it is totally blocked. Now let me turn it over and let me show you more. Look at this. Look at this inside. See that? That's creosote. Now this screen on here, I totally do not like at all. I am going to replace this with this. I'm going to replace it with this. Now this is a very old unit here. It's just too risky. Now I'm going to tell you, let me give you a tip. These screens here, let me, before I'm pointing my finger. These screens will catch all of your creosote. And if you don't clean these things regularly, now I'm talking about very, very often, they've got to be cleaned out. And you've got to remove it and get it out of there. And it stops up frequently. There is where your fire can break out. When that gets hot in there and you fire your stove and that blaze gets hot, that creosote that's caught in this screen can catch fire. And that is a real danger of a house fire. That would be tip number 2 for you. If you have one of these that are screened in and you want to save yourself some trouble and save your house from maybe burning down, get one. I believe these here, like this, would be more appropriate because the screen is open and it won't catch that creosote like this one here does. Get rid of that screen and get rid of it. And I'm going to put this one back on. And I'm going to say this too about this. The number one reason for fires, of course, we know is creosote. But you're really, really taking a big risk when you burn these pipe top, the top of the pipe, the cap, or the dome, whatever that you call it. You're taking a big risk because in a number of cases, in many cases, you cannot always get up on top of your roof, especially when there's lots of snow and there's a ton of snow on your house or whatever. You can't always get up there and clean it. So it's high risk to take a chance on leaving that uncleaned and it will catch fire. Now I'm going to tell you something. This thing is too old to even consider putting back up. Spend a little money and buy a new one and get rid of that old one like I'm going to with this one because it's just not worth it. Look at this stuff. Take a look at that. That's your number one cause of fire. And this bonnet here, if you will, is a number 2 cause of fire because it is a hazard. And when it gets dirty, it's dangerous. So you need to remember that when you get ready to replace this bonnet. So I'm going to go ahead now and get back up on the roof, and I'm going to put a brand new one up. Now, folks, I'm up on top again. Let me give you another safety tip. that I believe is extremely important because, listen, this is a very risky thing. Don't ever get up on a ladder up on your roof unless you have a safety cord tied like I've got mine tied around my waist. Now, this cord is a very, very strong fiberglass rope, and it's tied on the other side of my house over there at a very secure spot for my safety. Don't ever do that. You'll kill yourself getting up on a steep roof. This is a very, very steep roof, and you don't want to do that. It's too risky. Get you a good rope, a good cord, and lock it around yourself to where that you will have the protection you need. Just in case. Better safe than sorry. Now, I've got this installed, as you can see. Now, I think I'll probably maybe do a little bit of altering to this. And what I'm talking about is, I don't like this cap. It's not quite as big as I want it to be. So I'll probably put me another cover on top of it and just stick it on there maybe. Another piece of light metal, something like that. Just maybe tack it on with a welder or whatever. But I'm going to see how this works out. But I've got it installed, and I wanted to do that because of, listen, fire is your biggest enemy when it comes to burning wood. And you don't want to take the chances. Replace that old, worn out, hazardous bonnet. And do yourself a favor. So listen, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, or at least I hope this is something that will help you. And if you like this, give us a thumbs up. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel. And you have a blessed day.